What is up, you beautiful human beings? Welcome back to the channel. I saw that more than half of you aren't subscribed, so hit to subscribe and hit the little bell next to it so that this dumbass on the screen can have a time of his life, hitting 100 before the end of the year. So anyway, now that that cringe intro is over, today I'm going to be telling a story about the time that this dumbass tried to pick a fight with me, but it ended up backfiring in the most hilarious way, and our parents even got involved, so stick around to the end of the video and find out. So this all took place at my hockey team a couple of years ago. And this kid, he was a bit of a, to put it nicely, he was a bit of a douchebag. He was a rich kid that really hated himself, apparently, because he tried to pick a fight with me. And if you're trying to pick a fight with a kid, at least don't make him be like the kid that sits in the back of the classroom and watches Pokemon the entire time, that kind of kid. But for some reason, he just loved picking on the small kids, even though he was like 4'11" and 90 pounds. So this kid at hockey, he would shoot at people in the lines. He would skate out to the middle of the ice, grab a puck, and then just unload an absolute ripper right at somebody's face. And one time this kid shot me right in the chest, and it was a spot where my padding didn't cover. And this kid thought it would be a great idea to come over while I was on the ice gasping for air, because, duh, when you get shot in the stomach, you can't fucking breathe. It's pretty easy to understand. So he comes over and starts saying, "You got dropped, bro, you got dropped." I just get up and cross-check him and walk off the ice. And my coach comes into the locker room afterwards while I'm getting water and taking my inhaler. And he's like, "Dude, why'd you punch that kid in the face?" I'm going to call him Clevin because, well, that's what Scrubby uses, and Scrubby is Jesus at telling stories. So Clevin decided that it would be a great idea to shoot a puck at me, is what I told the coach. And the coach said, "Yeah, I know, we've seen it." And I'm like, "So why haven't you done anything?" And he's like, "Well, because his dad is kind of important." And I said, "I'll cut you off right there. That's the problem. His dad doesn't matter. He is the one that shot me." And the coach is like, "Well, unless you want to sit for the rest of the season, then you can be quiet and just sit down." And I was like, "Hold on. That is pretty messed up. And, like, if you're having a kid shoot at the teammates, that's pretty fucked up. He should be the one sitting." So I go home and tell my parents, and they're like, "That's pretty messed up. Next time he does that, just throw hands with him." And one thing, if your parents ever say, if somebody's picking on you, then just treat it yourself, and if they don't stop, then go after them. Don't do that, because then when you get home that day, they're going to be pissed. Just listen to the end of the story and you'll see. So, we were at a scrimmage one day. It wasn't anything that was points paying or anything like that. It was just a, you guys go have fun, play a scrimmage. And this kid didn't want to be on a team with me because, duh, he knew that if he was on a team with me, he wouldn't get to pass to. So we were out on the ice, and this kid just keeps trying to poke at me and trip me and all that stuff. So I just turned around and slugged him right in the bottom of his helmet. And our helmets that we use, they're fully caged, so your entire face is protected, but it's just like metal shield, basically. And this kid, I caught him right on the bottom of the shield, so it came up and hit him in the throat and chin. So he just, like, flew back flat on his ass. And it was kind of cinematic, but then I realized, holy shit, what did I just do? So I just skated off the ice because that's where the refs pointed me to. And my dad runs over and he's like, "Why would you punch that kid? Why would you punch that kid?" I'm like, "Dad, that's the kid you told me to bop if he keeps messing with me." And he's like, "Oh, well, you still shouldn't have done that." And we get in the car and he's just like, "You shouldn't have done that. That's kind of bullshit." And I'm like, "Dad, you're the reason that I did that. So don't give me none of this." And I was grounded for like 2 weeks. And then next time I saw this kid, mind you, my coach had yelled at me not to talk to this kid after I sat down in the locker room and the refs were telling me how bad my punishment was going to be. And this kid won't go near me to this day. And he just, like, won't stop, like, apologizing and saying sorry. And I'm like, "Dude, what are you sorry for? I'm the one that punched you in the teeth." And he's like, "Yeah, but I shouldn't have been a jerk." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I shouldn't have punched you in the teeth." And he's like, "Well, duh, but still." And I'm like, "Okay, whatever." So afterwards, this kid kept doing it. And I was like, "Kid, you already started apologizing to me about this." And this part of the story takes place, like, present times, like a year ago. And I was doing a spring league. And this kid started doing the same thing again. And I was like, "Dude, you're going to catch a repeat of last time if you don't stop." And he's like, "Whatever. I'm not sorry anymore. I didn't do anything wrong." And I'm like, "Whatever you say, buddy." And he just went from being scared to not anymore, kind of like that guy just standing there and taking my bullets. I mean, how dumb do you have to be? And he was just kind of messing with me, but he was taking it to a new degree. He was calling my mom fat and all that crap. And my mom is not fat. She could probably whoop anybody's ass. Same with my dad. My dad could probably beat the ever-living shit out of anything that he put his mind to. So, we were just messing around. And it was a drill, and I was with my friends, but Clevin was on the other team. And Clevin decides he's going to go into the corner and try to battle me for a puck. The thing is, I am small, but I can throw my weight around pretty good, so I can hit somebody hard, and I mean hard. So this kid decides to just stand still in the corner and try and stick a handle around me. Well, that didn't work. His face ended up meeting the glass and the boards probably about 10 seconds later. And he gets up and he tries to fight me, and I just bop him right in the front of the helmet again. Same spot as before, same thing happened. And after practice, his dad runs up to me and starts screaming at me. And my dad comes over and for once defends me. And he's like, "This isn't dance class. If you want ballet, go down the street. There's a place down there." And just walks away like a boss. And Clevin is just standing there, like, looking at me all smug, like, "We're gonna sue you, yeah." And his dad is a male Karen. So, just to give you an idea of how much of a male Karen this guy is, we had a team party and they said, "Bring your rollerblades, we can just skate around the neighborhood." Well, the thing is, Clevin, he's not good at skating on ice, let alone on rollerblades. So we were absolutely like 10 blocks ahead of this kid. We could barely see him at this point. He gets in his dad's car because he called him to come pick him up. They drove past us, both flicked us off, and Clevin threw a soda can at me. And, like, if you're gonna do something, then say it to my face. Don't, like, throw a soda can and then have your dad hit the gas and run away. Like, that's a bitch move, like, honestly. So, after this whole incident was over, I was talking to my parents about this yesterday. I'm like, yeah, because of COVID, a lot of kids are stopping to play. And guess who the first kid they said was? My mom's like, "Yeah, I heard, remember Clevin?" And I'm like, "Of course I remember Clevin. I popped him in the face twice. What's up with Clevin?" And she's like, "Well, he stopped playing hockey." And I was like, "Oh, thank Jesus," because now that I play high school hockey, and this kid showed up to tryouts and just got annihilated by everybody. Like, I'm talking full on, like, he got dropped about 4 times within the span of 10 seconds. Somebody literally broke his ankles in the most glorious fashion. I mean, Patrick Kane couldn't have done it any better. I mean, then this kid has the audacity to call everybody he plays against bad. So, it was awesome. It was just great to hear that he doesn't play hockey anymore. And if you guys want more stories, then make sure you hit the like button, because I know I'm terrible at it, but this is my first time ever doing a story time. So, yeah, hit that like button and subscribe. I'll see you ladyboys next time. Cheers, fellas. I'm just kidding, I'm not Laserbeam. I'm not going to say cheers, fellas. If you have any ideas for outros, put them in the comments, because I am horrible at this whole YouTube thing. But fuck it, I got too much free time, I might as well still do it.